Hello and welcome to Invitation to Puzzles, where today I have a 10 lines puzzle for you that was set on stream. So there'll be a link in the description to where this puzzle was set. So if you've ever been curious where puzzles come from, you can go watch this puzzle being created from beginning to end. That is, anytime you see zetamath and friends as the author of something, it means it was set on stream. All right, so these are 10 lines, which are, I admit, my own invention, but they're my favorite of the constraints that I have invented. And what a 10 line is, it's one of these gray lines, and what we're tasked with doing is splitting each of these lines into groups of cells that sum to 10. So, for example, it could be that I make each of these a domino summing to 10. Or it could be that I make two of these sum to 10. So I don't know exactly what it sums to, but I could make two groups that sum to 10 like that. And so for each of these lines, there's various combinations that you could contemplate. So something like maybe those cells all sum to 10. Maybe that's possible. And then these three cells sum to 10. You can turn on the line tool in the settings. You might not have used that before. The pen tool, sorry. That lets you sort of mark which pieces sum to 10. I find that's very useful for purposes of doing this. But that is going to be all for the rules. There's a link in the description if you want to try it. And with that, let's go ahead and give it a go. So I do notice this 9, which is glaring down here. Oh, it's not over there. So there's a 9 on here. It's probably going to go with a 1, because I'm going to add some stuff to a 9 to get to 10. It's definitely going to go with a 1. Now, once I know that, I kind of know that this has to split as 3 dominoes, because 1 and 9 is a 2-cell sum. I can't possibly make the other 4 digits sum to 10, because they'd have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, but I needed the 1 to go with the 9. In fact, actually, if you ever have a 6-cell line that lives in a box like this, it always has to split into 3 dominoes. And that's because of the fact I often cite that if you have 6 cells like this, their minimum sum is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 21. And so you can't have 2 3-cell sums to 10 because that would only sum to 20, and you can't make 6 cells sum to 20 if they all see each other. Note that doesn't apply to this 6-cell line because these don't all see each other, so there could be repeated digits. No spoilers, I don't know exactly how this line breaks down, but it could still be the case that one of these works out to be, or that this works out to be 2 3-cell lines. Okay, so that means that these digits sum to 30, which I guess means that these digits sum to 15, because the whole box of a Sudoku grid sums to 45. But another sort of funny thing, I guess, is that there has to be a 5 up here, because you can't have a 5 in a 2-cell domino that sums to 10. So one of these is a 5. But it actually can't be this one. Because if this was a 5, I would need to make these... Well, I couldn't make these 2 cells sum to 10, because it would have to be 5 and 5. So I'd have to make these 3 cells sum to 10. Or maybe even worse, I could make them sum to something less than 10. But now I've accidentally made a box in a Sudoku puzzle that sums to 40 or less, which is not enough. Because remember, these sum to 30. If I try and make these sum to 10, that's only 40. So that's not going to work. And things go exactly just as badly if I try and make that a 5. Because if I make this a 5, again, I'd still need to make these all part of the same sum to 10, and I'd again sort of cap this box out. So in fact, actually, the 5 has to go here. And likewise, this can't be a 3-cell sum to 10, right? If this is a 3-cell sum to 10, it doesn't work. So what I'm saying is this actually has to be a 2-cell sum to 10 of its own volition. If you want, you can think about it this way. There's no such thing as a 1-cell sum to 10, so it's at least a 2-cell sum to 10. But if I made it a 3-cell sum to 10 or more, I would break the box. So anyway, that's where my 5 goes. And I have each of these sums to 10. And that works out because the whole box sums to 45. So all the math should sort of level out. Okay, now this 5 is part of a new sum to 10. That we've already argued can't be 2 cells long because it would need a second 5. So it's at least 3 cells long. But it can't actually be longer than that, because if I extend it one more, the minimum sum of these 3 cells is 1, 2, 3, which is 6. It's already 5 plus 6 is already 11. That's too big. So we actually know that that's the split. And now this has to be part of a 2-cell sum to 10, because there's only 2 cells left on the line that have to each find a sum to 10. Okay, and so we've argued here, and this is basically how you have to approach one of these puzzles. We've argued that we have to split this as a 2-cell line, followed by a 3-cell line, followed by a 2-cell line. And the sum of this is 30. So the sum of that is 39. So if I look at row 1, that digit is 6. Right. And maybe a reasonable place would have actually been to start by asking, how do I split this line? Given that it's 3 cells long and I can't possibly make a 1-cell line, actually, this was guaranteed to be one 3-cell sum to 10. Okay, but now one of the digits in it is a 6. And so each of these can only be 1, 2, 3. And that one can't be a 3. So that one can't be a 1 because of the given 3 down here. Note, I can do 2, 2. That is an allowable legal thing to do in a 10 lines puzzle within my sum. So I could do 6, 2, 2. That's 10. No rules against it. It's not a killer puzzle or anything like that. Okay. So what are these? Well, it's worth noting there's really 4 ways to make 2 cells that see each other sum to 10. They could be 1, 9. They could be 2, 8. They could be 3, 7, or they could be 4, 6. Those are the only options. And if you've done an XV Sudoku before where you deal with 10 sums, you'd be familiar with these 4 options. Okay. Well, neither of these can be 4, 6 or 1, 9 because the 4, 6 and 1, 9 in the row are not possible because the 6 and the 9 are gone. So that means there's neither a 4 nor a 1 on these cells. So therefore, these cells are 1, 4. And if you want, you can have done it the other order and said, okay, therefore these cells are 2, 8, and 3, 7. I don't know which is which yet, but I do know that's what these sums have to be. Okay, so quite often we're going to find ourselves asking, hey, what can this 2-cell sum be? And if we get and we'll sometimes get an answer, and we'll just go through those 4 options. Okay, now that's a 1, 4 pair in this box, making that add to 5 or add to 10. Note, so that makes that a 2, which also makes that a 2 in order to make this add up correctly. And now, in fact, these can only be 3, 7 because they can't be 2, 8 anymore. So these are the ones that are 2, 8 for the row. And now, actually, that has to be the 7 because of the given 3, and that has to be a 3. Okay, so we've got all of that. Okay, well, let's ask what 2-cell sum this can be. Well, it can't be 1, 9. it can't be 2, 8, it can't be 3, 7, and it can't be 4, 6, because these 4 given digits in the box eat up one of each. So, in fact, this can't be a 2-cell sum. It has to extend at least 3 cells. Now, it could go further. Maybe it's a 4-cell sum to 10. So let's investigate if that's really possible. What's the minimum sum of these digits, given what we have? The minimum sum is 1, 4, and 5, which conveniently is already 10. So this just has to be 1, 4, 5. I can't add any more to this unless I add zeros. So these are 1, 4, 5, which means these two digits are known. They're 7, and the other one, which is not 4, it's 8. Okay, so these are 7 and 8. Now, I might as well mark that because this is a 3-cell sum, I've only got 3 cells left, so this is also a 3-cell sum. I can't divide this into 2 cells, or 2 sets of sums that sum to 10, because one of them would have to be 1 cell big, and that sounds bad. Okay, so this is 4, 6, or 1, 9. For whatever that is worth. Yeah, it's maybe not worth very much. But now this is also not a 2-cell sum to 10. It's not 1, 9, or 4, 6 because of this. And it's not 2, 8, or 3, 7 because of this. So this is also not a single sum to 10. So it extends at least this far. Now, potentially, it could extend all the way. It could be a 5-cell sum. That's possible. But it's probably not possible given that these two digits are already at least as big as 3 and 4. Yeah, so these sum to a minimum of 7, because the 1 and the 2 are gone. So these are 3, 4 minimum. And so note if this continues and takes that cell, it also takes that cell because I can't have a 1-cell 10 sum. The you can't have a 1-cell 10 sum is the reason why it's 10 and not some other sum. So if these are a minimum 7, the only way that I could take all of these and have the whole thing sum to 10 is if it was 7, 1, 1, 1, which has lots of problems that I won't go into in depth. So this has to be a 3-cell sum, and this has to be a 2-cell sum. Okay, now these I said are a minimum 7. So this is a maximum of 3, and it's not a 2. So this is a 1 or a 3. Oh, sorry, these aren't minimum 3, 4. There's a 4 up here. These are minimum 3, 5. And if these are minimum 3, 5, then this can't even be as big as 3. So this just is a 1. Okay, we can fill in the 4 and the 1. And now this is a 2-cell sum to 9 is the way to think about it, because we've already taken up 1. It can't be 1, 8, because there's a 1 in the box, or 2, 7, or 4, 5. So this has to be 3, 6 is what this has to be. I think this now just has to be 1, 9, right? Because this is a 2-cell sum, and it's not 2, 8, 3, 7, or 4, 6. Yeah, just by that triple wipes this out and forces this to be 1, 9. So that's the one that's 1, 9. This one now can't be 3, 7, because notice the 3 and the 7 actually look across. So this can't be 3, 7, because that can be neither 3 nor 7. So this is the one that's 3, 7, and this one is 4, 6. And the 3, 6 actually sorts out that that's the 4 and that's the 6 coming across there. And these are a triple, which consist of 5 is one of them. 9 is one of them. And 8 is the other. These are 5, 8, 9. So those aren't 5, and that is. I also could have done that with the 1, 9 pair. however you would like. So every 3-cell sum to 10 that doesn't have any repeated digits is either 235 or contains a 1. But I think this could still be 235 for what it is worth. This I was trying to apply that here, but it actually applies here. If I try and make this sum extend up into this box, because I know it takes at least these two, but it can't go any further, because if it goes up one more, then it now has to be a 3-cell sum. It can't be a 4-cell sum because there's no 1. But also, it can't, so it's a 3-cell sum that has no 1, so it's 235, except that makes both of these digits 5 because of the given 2 and the 3. So that's a 2-cell sum, and now that's a 3-cell sum that has no 1. So this is 235. That's not a 2. Okay. So now this isn't 235 for what it's worth, because if this was 235, that would be 235 quadruple in the row. So for whatever it's worth, and I don't think it's worth a lot, I will fully admit, there's a 1 in one of these two cells. Now one of these two is a 2. Do I know anything about this? Okay. Yes, I do know what this is. This is 4-6. I mean, I don't know if it's going to help, but this is 4-6 because it's not 2-8-3-7 or 1-9. I could have actually worked that out even just by sort of asking what the minimum these could sum to was. If I wanted, I could have said these, once that 1 was there, these were a minimum of 4, 5. And then if I added that one, it was a minimum of 11 because that one couldn't be 1. So I could have done that maybe more honestly. So those are a 3 and a 6. So that's a 3. Those are a 2, 5. So that's not a 5. What's left in this column then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is what's left in the column. That one's not a 9. Okay, what's the minimum sum? These sum to a minimum of 5. And the way I know that is that 5 cells always sum to a minimum of 5. And these, of course, sum to 10. So that means these sum to a minimum of 5. I think I could probably improve that if I needed to. I might actually need to. I was trying to argue that I can't actually make these, make this sum extend. But I don't think I have a nice immediate argument for that. So I'm actually going to pivot and I'm going to look over here instead. A length 4 10 line is in some sense the most insidious because it can be two cell sums to 10 or it can be a single 1-cell sum to 10. But this can't be a single 1-cell sum to 10 anymore because this 10 sum definitely has a low digit in it. And in fact, actually, I know what 2-cell sum to 10 it is because it's not 4-6 because of the given 6, 1, 9, or 3, 7. So this is 2, 8. And these are two additional sums, which are 1, 9, and 3, 7, again, because of the given 6. Oh, they're 1, 9, and 3, 7, and I have a given 9 that tells me what order they're in. And a 3 here, which actually tells me that. So that sorts out that 1 and that 9. That's the 5 by Sudoku. So that's the 4. Let's see. One of these is a 2, 8, and the other is a 5. So these are from 2, 5, 8. That somehow doesn't excite me. Maybe I'm just hard to please. Let's see. Okay, well, what are these digits? Maybe is the good question. So these can be 2, but not 3, 4, but not 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe, except they can't be 9 because they definitely don't have a 1 in them. Let's see. This one can't be 7 or 8. I see, because if this is 7 or 8, then this digit is at least 4. It makes it too big. So this is a 2 or a 4. It can't be 2, 8 either, because if this digit is an 8, then that would have to be a 2, and it would break that cell. And if this is a 7, that would have to be a 2, and this would have to be a 1. That doesn't work either, because there's a 1 looking over and a 1 in the box and all that sort of thing. So this is always 4 or 6. This being 2, 4, 4 is the possibility that I am trying to rule out, that I don't think I can rule out as of yet. Okay, let's see. Maybe I should... Oh, should I ask myself what's going on with this line? It's not 1, 4, 5. It's not 1, 3, 6 because of the 3, 6 over here. Is 1, 2, 7 the only option? Maybe this is 1, 2, 7. That would make my life a lot easier. It didn't look that restricted to me, but I think it is. It's not 1, 4, 5 because it would clash with this. I'd need 4 digits from 1, 4, 5 in the row. That's too many. Or column, I suppose. It's not 1, 3, 6 because neither of these cells can be 3 or 6. So it has to be 1, 2, 7 because we know it has a 1 in it. Yeah, it is indeed correct. Okay, so that's the 7 in the 1, 2, 7. One of these is a 2, so that makes that a 4 and a 6. So indeed, that is a 2-cell sum. That being a 1 and a 4, that being a 2 and a 1, 5 and a 2, 8 and a 2. 4, 6 in this box, funnily enough, just by Sudoku, seem to go here and here. So these are a 4, 6 pair in that order. So those sum to 10. Could this be a 4-cell sum to 10? Maybe. Let's fill in these digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, the 9 is here just by Sudoku. There was only one digit left in the row. Oh, Zeta. Okay, this is an 8 or a 9 just by the row. This is the other one. It's a 7. Okay, so these are not 3 or... Wait, sorry, no. That one's not 3 or 9. Those two aren't 9. That one's not 5. This can't be an 8 because that would have to be a 2 or a 1, and it can't be either. Even it being a 1 is quite suspect, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and assume that we could somehow make this an 8, 1, 1. It still doesn't work because that digit just can't be a 1, and it being a 2 would clash with that 2 or that 2. So this has to be a 5. Okay, now 3 cells always sums to at least 6, so I can't possibly make this just one more sum. Even setting aside the fact that there's a 2 there, so these actually sum to at least 8, but so this has to be 2 2-cell sums. Okay, so we got a 5, 5 sum, which is good because I always like having a 5, 5 sum in a 10 lines puzzle. It has to sort of angle across boxes like this to make it happen, but it can happen. Okay, do I know which 2-cell 10-sum this is? It's not 4-6 or 2-8 or 3-7 because both of these cells see 3, albeit from sort of weird angles. So that makes this 1-9, and we even know the order of the 1-9. So that is the 8 and the 9. That's the 5, the 8, and the 9. That's the 7. Let's see. I do see that one of these is a 1. One of these is a 1, and it's not a 1-9 sum. And so that means that this actually has to be one sum to work out. Because the only 2-cell sum with a 1 is 1-9. So this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4. And we could actually fill in. That's the 1, the 3. These are a 2, 4. Let's see, that's the 7 and the 3, the 8 and the 2 because of that 2, 4 pair. Let's fill in this digit. It's a 7. What about this pair? It is a 5, which goes there, and an 8, which goes there. And then that is the 6 for the box. So that's a 4 and a 6. I seem to have this digit left in this row. It's a 3. Let's see. This in this column is the 1, it looks like. These seem to be not a 4, which is what I somehow expected. One of them's a 5, and it's that one. It's an 8. Okay, and this has to resolve somehow. One of these is a 2. That's how. One of these is a 2, and the other is a 6. So that's the 2, and that's the 6, which gives me the 4 and the 2 over there. Let's see. Let's do this row now. One of these is a 4, and it's that one. That's an 8, giving me the 7 and the 8. Let's see. One of these is a 7, and it's that one. And one of them's a 9, and it's that one. Alrighty. I hope you enjoyed that, my little baby 10 lines. Let me know in the comments if you learned something from this. Hopefully this is more approachable than most 10-line puzzles. I know it's a somewhat difficult constraint to get your head around at first, but hopefully some of you had some success. Do leave a comment and let me know all of those things. Do like the video, please. Please, please give it a little thumbs up. I'm told it's called the hype icon now, which makes me throw up in my mouth a little bit, but we'll go with it. Click the hype icon. We'll be grateful if you do. And I'll see you next time on Invitation to Puzzles. Bye for now.